usually when these darlings actually start, the talk starts getting really negative. You saw that through here. It's actually when we're pretty close to some sort of bottom. So it'd be interesting if there was one stock to keep an eye on how it acts over the next couple of weeks, especially heading through this eclipse season, apex, and then through the Fed meeting. I think it's this Nvidia, and how does it act around this $400 area. So we did have some fun looking at various different stocks last night. I tell you though, I'm not overly impressed with the stock market right now. I think probably a really good proxy, and of course, keep in mind this is the eclipse season, so it's going to be a bit challenging anyway. We always say that the semiconductors are the ultimate leading indicator in the stock market, and this is sort of the market darling of the semiconductor sector, Nvidia. And through the entire summer, we were kind of conjecturing whether this would turn into some sort of massive fractal top here, and we were sort of humming and hawing about this rally being maybe a right shoulder, and sure enough, actually fractaled out, and now it's gapping its way lower here, coming up obviously into an important sort of neckline event window here, also a trend line support. Wouldn't really interpret too much into here, but I wouldn't be surprised if the media and stuff starts talking about this and people start humming and hawing. But what I've found in my experience in the market is usually when these darlings actually start, the talk starts getting really negative. You saw that through here. It's actually when we're pretty close to some sort of bottom. So it'd be interesting if there was one stock to keep an eye on how it acts over the next couple of weeks, especially heading through this eclipse season, apex, and then through the Fed meeting. I think it's this Nvidia, and how does it act around this $400 area. As you can see, there's a pretty large gap here to the downside. So if this thing does puke out, it could get pretty ugly, and maybe on that gapping lower, fill in this huge gap that ends up being your capitulation bottom into that October window, end of October window, with that final eclipse October 31st. Probably also too, you can measure a move here. So if we do break through this trend line, it would just be a simple head and shoulders measured move, which means we're probably going to do something along the lines of there to there, and clone that and project that off of the neckline. And oh, what a coincidence, takes us right down to fill in the gap. I don't think that's a huge surprise. Our sort of time-tested rule is Dow Theory. If the transports cannot make new highs, don't believe what you see out of the industrials. And you can see the transports are getting smoked here again. New M's coming in here. So there's no way the stock market can have a really sustained rally with the transports looking like that. And I did notice some of the bigger transports names, they're looking tough here. So like American Airlines, which is a pretty simple transport proxy for the consumer. What do you think? Are the consumers buying lots of airline tickets these days? Doesn't look like it. Broke through key support here. I mean, does this turn into some sort of measured move continuation pattern? I don't know, but there ain't no love there. And then I think I showed you recently things like Federal Express, which would be a great sort of business proxy. Oh my goodness, is that not the market smiling at us most egregiously? So heading into the end of October here, eclipse season, all that kind of stuff. You saw what Nvidia looks like. Remember, semiconductors are the ultimate leading indicator. And now transports not looking very happy. It looks like we're building to some sort of big crescendo here into that October event.